everyone, it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is day 15 of 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's exclusive sketch was made by Lisa, who is My Scrapbook Table. So I am doing another great niece photo, and this one is so cute. She's all sleepy. So I found this kind of stars and moon paper, and then I grabbed a Vicky Bouton yellow paper, trimmed it down to probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches. And then I'm going to cut this star paper into 2-inch strips so that I can kind of work on that upper part. So this is almost a half and half layout, but not quite. So I'm going to start working on that top portion of this layout, and then I'll figure out what I want to do down in the bottom. So in the bottom, it calls for 2 photos. I am just using one, which is super easy to do. When it ever has a certain number of photos, you can always make it into something else and use however many photos works for you. I feel like the photos aren't necessarily the base of the page as far as design goes. I think the photo is the focus of the page when you're all done, though. So I've got these strips, and I think I cut 6 of them, but I'm only going to use 5. And I'm going to rough up 3 of the edges. And then I just decide that I want to get the center one centered. So I used my glass mat to do that. And then the side pieces, I'm just going to kind of eyeball. And I'm only going to tape the top of them. And then I'm realizing that I actually made them a little longer than the yellow paper. So instead of cutting them off, because I already had glued them down, I decided what I would do is just go ahead and kind of curl them under a little bit. And then it looks like in the sketch there's maybe some stitching to the top of that, and I'm not going to do stitching. I have this crepe paper on my desk, and I'm going to use that. So I went ahead and did a strip of a tape runner, and I just am kind of folding the crepe paper on itself and not completely like to the very top. So like half and half almost, maybe a little bit more than half. And then I'm going to attach it to the background paper. And I want to leave it so that a little bit of the background paper you can see kind of up there at the top peeking through. So I'm going to trim my photo down a little bit. I just didn't feel like it was like the bottom of it was necessary. So I trimmed that down. It's not quite 4x4. And then I knew I had a cut file from Cut to You that I wanted to use. So this is the Sweet Dreams cut file, and it's got stars too, so that works out good. And I cut it out in an orange to go with the orange stars in the background paper. And then I'm going to actually go off screen, and I put crepe paper behind all of the word dreams. And then I just backed those stars with the same yellow paper that is on the top. I went ahead and matted my photo, I think with some white cardstock. I kind of did that all off camera when I was doing the backing of the cut file. So now I'm going to glue my cut file to the bottom of the layout with some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And that photo is going to sit perfectly right after the word sweet. It'll just nestle right in there. My Nuvo Deluxe was already starting to dry from where I had put it down. So I had to add a little bit more. So there is my photo all snuggled in, and I'm going to work on just a little bit of embellishing. So I decided to make a cluster on the top of the photo, and then up in the sketch there's a little something kind of at that top area as well. So I'm going to do a cluster up there with a floral, and I liked this like newsprint horse. It kind of, okay, so it was giving the cow jumped over the moon vibes to me. Obviously it's not a cow, but that's kind of the feeling it was giving me. Now in the sketch it looks like there's some stitching, and me and my sewing machine are not friends again. We had one real good day and then it decided to be mad again. So I have this border strip, and it's got a cute little bow, and then the strip, it's not quite long enough. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, and a lot of the times if things aren't long enough, I tend to put something over them, and then you can just kind of put a little gap. But I didn't think that the little horse's head was going to give me enough of a gap to go at the end. So I'm going to land on this wooden button instead. And I actually like it better than if it was to go straight to the end of the page. So that was one of those little happy accidents, like I wasn't liking something and then I put something down, and that just made me super happy. So I do believe that I add a couple of buttons because I really want to use up these buttons. I'm going to go through some of the baby girl embellishments that I have. One is this pink paisley one, and there's a cute little moon in there. So I thought I could bring in some more of the moon, but I don't think I find anything else. There's not a lot in this pack for me. So I think I'm going to go, I have that little ticket up there, but that's not going to stay. I'm going to find something else to make a little bit of a cluster there. This is that same collection, but this is the chipboard piece, and that's where I find this. I think it says I love you to the moon and back. And then I'm going to add the little moon, and then so the stars from the cut file that were cut out, I put one in that and one up in the top left-hand cluster. And then I found a little chipboard star because I really felt like it needed to have 3 stars there, even though there were only 2 in the in the cut file. So I felt like it needed another one. And I'm going to flip through this sticker book from Echo Park that says it's a girl. And I think this is where I find another moon. Yeah. So I like this moon better. It doesn't have the face on it. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that up there. I think I add maybe a tiny word sticker or 2. And that is pretty much going to do it for this layout. So make sure you give Lisa some love for this sketch and check out the playlist down in the description box. Oh, it says I love you more than all the stars. Check out the playlist and, of course, give Christy some love for putting this together, as well as everybody who is playing along. So if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'll try and link the cut file as well. So remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!